And I don't agree with it, but I want to ask it. Carlos Monarez wrote it in the Free Press, saying that Jim Caldwell's losing control of himself and the team. I think that's a little melodramatic, but I want your spin on that, as that is kind of the hot-button article in the newspaper today.
That's the first I've heard about it. Haven't seen the article yet, but no, I 100% disagree with that. I think we're all in this together, win or lose.
That's a big cliche right there.
I mean, there's never any division between the coaching ranks and the players. Everybody's in it together. It's never you coming on Mondays and the coaches are, you players need to do better. It's always, hey, what can we all do better to, contribute to getting better as a football team? And that starts with the head coach. And like I said, like I've been saying repeatedly, I think, we all take on characteristics of the head coach, whether that's, winning, losing, never getting too high, never getting too low. We always understand that you just got to put keep your chin up, get back to work. That's the only thing we can do. So haven't seen the article, but, I think it's from the way you described it, absolute nonsense.
Kiko Alonso, not suspended by the NFL. You saw the hit against the Ravens Thursday night. I thought it was disgusting. Your take, ridiculous to not be suspended, or right move by the league to just fine him?
I don't think Kiko is a dirty player from, just knowing the type of guy he is and the type of player he is, and you've never seen his name come up in any of those discussions. So usually for first-time offenders like that, it's usually a pretty hefty fine. So I think it was probably an appropriate discipline there. I don't think he's a dirty player, but that specific hit was awful. That was pretty ugly.
That was awful.
Yeah, it was. I loved what that center from the Ravens did after going after him, because you got to stick up for your players, especially the quarterback, and that was a hit that probably should have been avoided.
And we're going to get to it later, but I wanted your take on it. The Zeke Elliott saga, it's turned into Deflategate Part 2. Now Zeke is re-suspended, 6-game suspension. But Jerry Jones came out and is accusing Roger Goodell of overcorrection, saying Roger is trying to make right what he got wrong with Ray Rice, and had this happened before Ray Rice, this wouldn't be treated the same way. Where are you at with this? Let me frame it in a way I can get you to answer it. Mm-hmm. Should the league be in the investigation business?
I think it's like any job, really. Whether it's whether you get committed, accused of a crime or convicted of a crime by law enforcement, or whether you do something in the workplace that necessarily isn't a felony, whatever. I mean, your workplace has the right to hand out appropriate, disciplinary action, and that's what the NFL's doing. But shouldn't it come after
the legal process takes place? This is where the league's getting tripped up, TJ.
I think the commissioner definitely has a lot more power than he should, and I think that's something that will be very closely looked at in the next collective bargaining agreement. No doubt about that.
What is that, 2020?
I think it's 20 or 21. So
you'll be retired
4 or 5 years away.
You'll be fine. No, but the point is, TJ. Yeah. The players, you guys, now, the way it was told to us idiots in the media is that the only team who voted no on the new CBA to the commissioner's powers was the Steelers. Everybody else voted it through, and now Goodell has these powers that nobody wants him to have.
Right.
So it's like, look, you got to let the legal process play out. Then Goodell can do whatever he wants to do. I'm just saying, this idea that Goodell is now Inspector Clouseau, they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
It's a disaster.
I would agree with that. I think that, and like I said, I don't really recall during the time in 2010 when we had the lockout what was going on with all those discussions. I was a young player. It was my second year. And but I think a lot of people don't understand how the process really works with player reps and the union, and when we go to battle. I think every team has 1 or 2 reps, and then they usually go and vote on it. So it's not like every single player in the NFL has a vote.
No one was asking your opinion.
So as players, as a young player especially, or players that are outside of the representation of the union, I think really are clueless to a lot of things other than what we read, in articles or websites, the same as the public's able to read. So I think people have that skewed a little bit when it comes to the opinion that every player gets to vote on every single action in the CBA. It doesn't work like that. It usually goes to those players that represent, and they have the power.
Is this real?
Uh-oh.
Breaking news.
Did I get traded on air?
No, that would be delicious. But no, you're not screwing with it.
No, this is real.
Per Ian Rappaport, Eric Ebron has been traded. Just kidding.
What was that?
Just kidding.
We'll see. Hey, still 40 minutes left, though.
Just
we'll see.
kidding. I just wanted to see the look on your face. I was hoping.
I was trying to go through.
Yeah, I was about to say, TJ's so smart. He's already looking on his phone.
I didn't see nothing.
When I saw him looking down, I knew I had him on his phone. I go, oh,
yeah.
boy. No, it hasn't happened. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get some of the people in the mix. Sully, do you have the rapid fire prepared?
Lots of questions, yeah.
Go ahead, TJ Lang with us.
First one, any thoughts on traveling back to Green Bay for the first time, mixed emotions?
Haven't really thought about it, to be honest with you. I mean, it has crossed my mind, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be a little bit different, a little bit weird there early. But once that whistle's blown, once the ball's kicked off, you got to focus on playing football.
Does Jim Caldwell's lack of emotion and extreme effort on being calm play into the field as far as a lack of urgency?
Got our hands on a lot of balls.
No, I don't think so. I think most of that is just in the preparation phase, pregame stuff, never getting too high, never getting too low. I think the focus is always there, though. And one thing we've had with our team, we've never had a lack of effort. We've always, the past couple weeks especially, has just been really a bigger lack of just execution in critical times in the football game. So, that you take that responsibility upon your shoulders, players.
How much are Lions players aware of SOL, or if they think anything about the history SOL culture?
I mean, I haven't heard it brought up. I think we've got a fairly young team. There's only been a couple guys that have been around here for a really, really long time. And recent history, I think, 2 of the last 3 years being a playoff team, I think most of the guys are accustomed to that, and that's where their expectations lay. So I think not a lot of people. I grew up in the area, so it's different for me, but a lot of guys on the team don't really care about it. I don't even think they know about
Right.
the fans, their disappointments over the last 15, 20 years.
Next.
TJ, do the Lions provide food for players at the team facility, or do you have to pay for food every day?
No, they provide food. We've got a really nice cafeteria, breakfast, lunch, dinner, usually 3 meals a day, and it's good food, man. Good nutrition. We got nutritionists and always making sure we're
Dietitian.
fueling our bodies up properly.
Lose to Green Bay. I hope they don't feed you anymore.
Oh, come on.
Okay, carry on. Next.
Are you rooting for Verlander to win the World Series tonight?
Oh, Jesus. Come on.
These are questions that people have.
I'm not going to sit at my TV and watch and cheer for him. If he wins,
Good
good
man.
for him. But, he's playing for a different team. Obviously, he did a lot of great things here in Detroit, but he's got a different jersey on him. And, if he wins, good for him, but it's not like I'm going to buy a Houston Astros T-shirt or anything
You should.
like that.
I can get one for you. A few people saying on air, TJ sounds like a young Caputo. We get that every week.
Oh,
Oh,
come on.
God.
A little raspy. I haven't slept much this week, so.
TJ, when will we see Taylor Decker, and what can we expect from the offensive line when he returns in terms of just a difference?
I'm not sure. I know I've seen him in meetings. I think obviously see him in the weight room working out, getting his rehab in. He's looking pretty good. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, he can get back and get back to helping us. Obviously he's a hell of a player, one of the best young left tackles out there in the NFL right now. So it's like any team. Anytime you get a starter back, a very good, productive player gives you a little bit extra boost. So I think, the sooner he gets back, the better.
TJ, why can't you guys score touchdowns?
Well, I mean,
Oh, man,
football's
what a
like
bastard.
it's like
That's
a box
good.
of chocolates, man. You never know what you're gonna get.
Your Halloween costume. All right, your favorite sports commentator.
Oh man, probably I like Tirico. Tirico's very knowledgeable. The amount of sports he's able to cover with the amount of knowledge he's able to
Including-
retain and give out to the fans is impressive.
Horse racing now. Very excited for Mikey T. Carry on.
TJ, did you get invited to Matt Stafford's Halloween party last night? I saw it all over Instagram.
Yeah, I was there. It's a good time.
Nobody, he didn't want a picture with you?
I'm not I've got a face for radio, Mike. I don't.
Wow.
I don't like pictures, but it was a good
his
time.
all-pro offensive lineman shows up to the party. He doesn't even get a picture with the quarterback.
Oh, we took a couple
Wow.
pictures, but I'm not a big guy that's going to go post everything for the whole world to see. I think what we do in our private time should stay that way. So, but it was a great time. A lot of guys from the team there. Anytime you get a team function, build a little bit more chemistry off the field, I think is definitely very important.
Now, I love these type
Was
of questions.
Ebron there?
I think so, yeah.
You're kidding me.
I mean, there was I don't even know who wasn't there. I think most of the guys on the team were there.
Doesn't that take big balls to show up at the Halloween party when you might get traded? I don't know.
You can't focus that on a player. As a player, you can't. If I listen to every single rumor that was out there, I mean, it'll drive you nuts, man. You know.
All right. Next.
Got to live your life.
These questions are my favorite. TJ, should I leave my class right now? All I'm doing is watching a movie anyway.
Yes.
Probably. Why not?
Yes.
Go. Yeah. Start
Next.
trick-or-treating early, man.
What do you miss most about living in Green Bay? Do you miss anything in particular?
I think the biggest thing I miss is just a very small town, quiet town. Get a lot of family time in. You know, obviously living in a bigger city is you get a little bit more, lot busier. I miss the traffic. Probably the biggest. It was probably 5-7 minute drive to work, and now it's running about 45 minutes. So days seem a little bit longer, but obviously this is home for me. There's nothing out trade.
What about that pizza place? The hell was it?
What, in Green Bay?
Yeah, the place you and your missus always talk. What the hell is it?
Rustique?
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah.
They did have some nice restaurants up there.
God,
but,
you make it sound like they invented pizza.
it was solid, man. Very solid pizza.
One more here. TJ, did you know that Stafford and Kershaw were friends growing up?
I think I heard that Sunday night for the first time watching the little bit of the World Series. That's pretty cool.